Well, hi there, Internet. My name's Court, and you've got courtside seats for my review of the brand new Netflix, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. Yeehaw! The Ballad of Buster Scruggs is a comedy-drama musical from directors Joel and Ethan Coen and Netflix. The film stars Liam Neeson, James Franco, Zoe Kazan, David Krumholtz, Clancy Brown, Brendan Gleeson, Stephen Root, Harry Melling, Tom Waits, Tim Blake Nelson, Tyne Daly, and Saul Rubinek. An anthology film comprised of 6 stories, each dealing with a different aspect of life in the Old West. Let me start by saying, I don't like Westerns. I've just never been able to get into the genre. I didn't even like Appaloosa, and that had Ed Harris, Viggo Mortensen, and Jeremy Zion. So there you have it. I think I loved this movie. Let me say first, the cast in this flick is stupidly good. And many of them, like Clancy Brown, David Krumholtz, and Ralph Ineson, don't really have much time on screen at all. And Liam Neeson, though he has a decent amount of screen time, he doesn't really say a whole lot. But the entire cast is fantastic. For me, the standouts were Zoe Kazan, Tim Blake Nelson, and Tom Waits, who really needs to act in more movies. And this flick uses a framing device of a book called The Ballad of Buster Scruggs and Other Tales from the American Frontier. And so before each story, a hand will turn the page, and first we get a color plate image from something in the story, then the page will turn again, we'll get the title. It's a really simple device, but it works very well. It's very effective, particularly in separating the stories, many of which are wildly different in tone. It kind of acts as a buffer or a palate cleanser, and I liked that. And to that point, this movie has wild tonal shifts. It'll go from pretty heavy drama to dark, almost absurdist comedy, and then all of a sudden a musical. I would think it would be really hard to make all that work in one movie, but the Coens totally pull it off. I think the fact that it's an anthology film really helps with that, but still, bravo. And I loved how this movie was shot. There were so many really cool shots throughout the film. My favorite being, right in the very beginning, we see the titular Buster Scruggs, and he's strumming a guitar, singing a song, and then they mount a camera inside the guitar looking out through the sound hole, so you see his hand on the other side of the guitar strumming the strings. That was just awesome. And the cinematography in this movie is absolutely gorgeous. And I really liked how each story, I thought while I was watching the movie, each story was probably shot by a different cinematographer. It wasn't. He just changed up his style. But they all look very different. They all look very unique. The standouts for me were the James Franco story, which literally looks like it was lifted out of a book, perhaps the book that we see, and the Tom Waits story. It takes place in this mountain valley, and it's just the greens and the golds. It was absolutely spectacular. And the sound design is really good too. I don't really have much to say about it. It's really good. If I had any issue with this movie, it would be the pacing. I didn't feel it was too long. It's about 2 hours and 14 minutes. I didn't think it was too long, but I wonder if perhaps if they had changed the order of the stories, it might have improved the pacing. Because I found the first 3 were on the shorter side and the latter 3 were on the longer side. So the movie kind of felt like it was slowing down in the back 2/3. But that's really all I've got for negatives. I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It's dark, it's heavy, it's darkly hilarious, it's a musical, and I think if you like the Coen brothers, you're really gonna dig it. Now, I don't have a proprietary rating system as of yet, so I'm just trying to figure out what I'm gonna give The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. And I think I'm gonna give The Ballad of Buster Scruggs a...
That's a pretty sorry-looking wagon you got there, mister.
I reckon it could use a coat of paint.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Out of 10. So now I want to know, have you seen The Ballad of Buster Scruggs? What did you think about it? Which was your favorite story in the movie? For me, at first, it was the Tom Waits one, but then I got to the last one. I think it was Mortal Remains, and that turned out to be my favorite. What was your favorite? Whatever your thoughts in the comments below, let's discuss. If you enjoyed this review, please smash that like button and give it a share if you really enjoyed it. And hey, why not take a second, do me a favor, click subscribe and ring that bell to subscribe to my channel for more movie reviews, entertainment news, trailer reactions, all that good stuff. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.